Okay, now let P of x is equal to x raised to 4 plus 2x cube minus x square minus 3x plus 3. Express P of x in the powers of x minus 2. That is the job given to express P of x in the powers of x minus 2. Now, okay, so this can be expressed as P of x can be written as x minus 2 raised to 4 plus 10 into x minus 2 raised to 3 plus 35 into x minus 2 raised to 2 plus 49 into x minus 2 plus 25. Correct? Now suppose, hello, suppose I give you one more. Can you do it, Thabal Sanghamita? Can you do it? X raised to 4 plus 5x cube minus x square plus x plus 2. Can you do it little faster than what you did here? Check. Okay, let me tell you one method which is maybe the longest method. Is I want to get this, but what I have P of x is x raised to 4, maybe express x raised to 4 as x minus 2 plus 2 raised to 4. Right, so I want it in terms of this, therefore I will do binomial expansion of this. It will be x minus 2 raised to 4. That will be the first term, which we will get it here. What will be second term? 4 times x minus 2 raised to 3. Right? Okay. Let me just check this time. So second term will be 2 times x minus 2 plus 2 raised to 3. Again binomial for cubic here. First term will be x minus 2 bracket cube, correct? And its coefficient will be 2. And how much is the coefficient of this term here, x minus 2 bracket cube, which is 4 into 2, that is 8 x minus 2 bracket cube here. And here 2x minus 2 bracket cube, that makes it 10. So maybe it will work like this, but then it is going to be huge expansion. This in this also huge expansion. Here you have minus 1 raised to x minus 2 plus 2 raised to 2 plus minus 3 into x minus 2 plus 2 raised to 1 plus 3. And then you have to collect all the like terms and keep on pushing them ahead to get all these numbers 10, 35, 49 and 25. Maybe there is a better method. Better method, maybe we learned synthetic division, right? So we write on the coefficients 1, 2, minus 1, minus 3 and 3. We divide it by x minus 2. So we write 2 here. That is what we did in 9th standard. 1 comes as it is. 1 into 2 here, that makes it 4, makes it 8, and so this is minus, and this is 7, so that's 11, 11 दूने 22, 25. Oh, this is remainder, which is your this term. So what is the quotient? Quotient is x cube plus 4x square plus 7x plus 11. Do synthetic division again. 1, 2, 6, 12, 19, 38, 9, 4. Oh, this is your second coefficient. That is not bad. That is quick, relatively. Do it again. Now, what is the coefficient? Second time when you divide by x minus 2, you get this coefficient. X square plus 6x plus 19. Do synthetic division. 1, 2, 8, 16. That is 35. That is third coefficient. And then do it again to get 1, 2, 12. That is what is this. Is it not really good? Yes. So now let us do it for the second very quickly, quicker than this. 1, 5, minus 1, 1 plus 2. 2, 1, 2, 7, 14, 13, 26, 27, 54, 56. Second. 2, 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 8, 31, 16, 2, 38, 7, 7, 9, and 8, 89. Correct? Yes. Again, 2. So this is second method. 1, 2, 11, 22, 53. And 2, 1, 2, 30. Method 2. If you think a little bit, you will come to know why is this working. Because of obvious thing that you are taking out x minus 2 common. Maybe we can write it this way. Why is this working? Why is this method working, synthetic division? The expression x raised to 4 plus 2x cube minus x square minus 3x plus 3. Yes, why is this working? Why is synthetic division working? It is working because we have to write. Correct?
We need to come along with the name.
झालं ना?
मेल किंवा लॉग आउट करून परत लॉगिन करायला चेक करायला.
करतो. नंतर करू.
तुमच्या ह्याच्यात.
हो. So P of 2, we should get it equal to what was our first constant? What was our first constant? किती होता? 25. P of 2 should be 25, na? So how do you go about it? You can adjust it in such a way that this is x cube into 1 minus x minus 2. That makes it x raised to 4 into x minus 2. That makes it minus 2 x cube. बरोबर आहे? But you want 4. Therefore, it is 4x cube minus x square minus 3x plus 3. Correct? Is equal to x cube inside bracket x minus 2 plus, now I want x minus 2 common again. So I need to write x square here. 4x square, x minus 2 makes it minus 8x square. I should have plus 7x square minus 3 plus 3. Minus 3x plus 3 is equal to x cube into x minus 2 plus 4x square into x minus 2. Now again I want x minus 2 common, plus 7x. So I am getting minus 14x, but I want minus 3x, therefore 11 is a difference, therefore plus 11x plus 3. I don't know, I am getting it correct, writing it correct or not. X cube into x minus 2, 4x square into x minus 2 plus 7x into x minus 2 plus 11 into x minus 2, that makes it 11x minus 22, but you want plus 3, therefore plus 25. Oh, correct. So I can express p of x like this. The moment I put x is equal to 2, all these brackets will be 0 and hence I am getting remainder 20. Surprisingly, if you observe our synthetic division, then the quotient is 1, that is this one, 4, that is this 4, 7, that is this 7, 11, that is this 11. होगा, समझते हैं। Therefore, what I can do it here is x minus 2, I can take out common inside bracket x cube plus 4x square plus 7x plus 11 plus 25 is equal to x minus 2 bracket x minus 2 bracket. Now I need not have to do calculations because I know what it is going to be. X square plus 6x plus 19. X square plus 6x plus 19. Then my second remainder is 49 plus 49, bigger bracket complete, plus 25. Array, do you know what am I doing? Every time I am removing one factor, repeat factors will give me the, that is why synthetic division is working. Proof. Okay, now why should I, when you are so old? Huh? I taught you polynomials when you were young. Why should I do this when you are so old, 2 years older than when you were in 9th standard? I have to do this today because I taught you differential calculus recently. I am teaching you. So there will be one more method by which we can get these coefficients in differential calculus way. Let us look at it. P of x. Let me do it here. P of x. मला जरा काहीतरी आज घोळ होतोय. Sizes 56% असणार. Okay, my polynomial is x raised to 4 p of x is equal to x raised to 4 plus 2x cube minus x square minus 3x plus 3. Okay, and now we know what is p of 2. What is p of 2? Correct? अरे हो का नहीं?
हो सर.
Let us find out p dash of x. 4x cube plus 6x square minus 2x minus 3. And let us find out p dash of 2. 8 चौक 32 अधिक 6 चौक 24 वजा 4 वजा 7 is equal to 6 56 minus 11 45. सेकंड कोएफिशिएंट काय होता आपला काहीतरी घोळ मारला
तर ते -3 आहे. 4 -4 -3.
7 कुठून लिहिलं मी -3. So 7 I am supposed to subtract. That makes it 40. Good. Good. Oh, so I am tempted to find out p double dash of x. 12x square plus 12x minus 2. P double dash of 2. What is your guess? What is your guess? What will be this equal to?
35.
सगळ्यांनी गेस दाखवा मला एकदा ब्लॅक अँड व्हाईट चला सगळ्यांनी तुमचा गेस विदाउट डुईंग इट व्हॉट इज युअर गेस शो मी युअर गेस पॅटर्न रिकॉग्निशन गेस श्लोक इज फर्स्ट इन गेसिंग साक्षी यस कीर्ती यस राजस यस नयन यस व्हेरी गुड तन्वी परुळेकर कृष्णा करेक्ट व्हेरी गुड everybody is now you find out okay everybody guessed 35 you find out now so why your pattern recognition is so bad I can explain how much p double dash of 2 is
70.
it is not as per your requirement it is what it is I mean whether you want it or not it is 70 12 12 चौक 48 अधिक 12 में 24 वजा 2 p third derivative of x is equal to 24x plus 12 what is your guess now nobody will tell me 10 because you are good we are human beings we learn from our mistakes. Nobody will tell me 10 now. If I ask you to show what is your guess, nobody will tell me 10. There will be few who will tell me 60 because they are good at pattern recognition. And this time they are correct. P3 of 2 is equal to 24 24 3 72. Huh? 24 24 3 72. काय होत आहे हा
60.
24
24 into 2.
हा 48 ना
Yes, sir.
हा सॉरी 48 plus 12 is equal to 60 and not 10 and not 35. But still, we are not doing bad. We wanted 5, we got 70. We wanted 10, we got 60. So now we are ready to guess the next one. P fourth derivative of x is equal to 24. And therefore P fourth derivative of 2 is equal to 24. We wanted 1 and not 1. Good. You wanted 70 and not 35. So factor we got is 2. We wanted 60 and not 10. The factor we got is 2 into 3. We wanted 24 and not 1, the factor that we got is 2 into 3 into 2, 4. We can say we got 49 and not 49. We can say that the factor that we got is 1 and it is working. Correct? So if I have to write the second polynomial which I have given you directly like this, because it is working. What is my second polynomial? Q of x. Q of x is Q of x is equal to x raised to 4 plus 5x cube minus x square plus x plus 2. If I want to write it in the powers of x minus 2, by 2 always. If I want to write it in the powers of whatever I want, x minus 1 raised to 4, x minus 1 raised to 3, x minus 1 raised to 2, x minus 1 raised to 1. Basta. So here what should I do is, it is not a big deal here, you just transfer the coefficient plus. I can say that differentiate q of x for the one time and put 1 in it. Whatever you will get, divide by 1 factorial is going to be the coefficient here. I can say here, differentiate q of x 2 times, evaluate it at 1, whatever you get divided by 2 factorial is going to be your coefficient. Plus differentiate q of x 3
तर
times,
नाही आपण राईट साइडने आलो पाहिजे ना कॉन्स्टंट टर्म कडनं आलो पाहिजे सर आपण
असं पाहिजे ना. अरे चुकलं करेक्ट, यू आर राईट श्लोक, यू आर राईट, आय एम रॉंग. कॉन्स्टंट टर्म कडनं घ्या. Evaluate q, don't evaluate, differentiate it 0 times, that means don't differentiate, evaluate at 1 upon 0 factorial, that is what is your constant. Then differentiate it once, evaluate at 1 divided by 1 factorial, that is your second constant. From the right, q2 of 1, अरे q2 of 1 उगाच मी पुसला, तोच होता. q3 of 1 upon 3 factorial. And maybe q4 of 1, 4 times if you differentiate, q4 of 1 upon 4 factorial. If you have got the coefficients of this, you may cross check whether you are getting those same or not. So this is by observation. This is how we are observing behavior of polynomials and their coefficients using differential calculus. We have observed this very nice thing which is happening for 2 polynomials. So if we take 3, 4, 5, 100 polynomials, it will work like that, and therefore it should be a theorem. So let me try to write down the statement of the theorem, and maybe we will try to write down the proof also. Statement of this theorem. let P of x belong to R of x. Let degree of P of x is equal to n belonging to natural numbers. Let P of x look like a n x raised to n plus a n minus 1 x raised to n minus 1 plus dot 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 plus a 2x square plus a1x plus a0. Let P of x also look like bn x minus k raised to n plus bn minus 1 x minus k raised to n minus 1 plus dot 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 plus b1 x minus k raised to 1 plus b0. Then br is equal to differentiate p r times evaluate at k divide by r factor, where 0 is less than equal to r is less than equal to n. That is what is the coefficient. Now I give you a little time for writing sort of proof why is true. What we will do is, instead of writing it for r in general, we can write it for, say, r is equal to 3. And check what happens. It will be true for r is equal to 0 to n every r. Instead of making the proof unnecessarily long and difficult to understand, it is better to write it for r is equal to 3. That means you are supposed to differentiate one, second time, third time and get those coefficients. So let me check what is P3 of x. How much is P3 of x? P3 of x, that means I am supposed to differentiate P of x how many times? 3 times. In this second case, if we check P3 of x, it will be, let me write down, Bn into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into x minus k raised to n minus 3 plus Bn minus 1 into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into n minus 3 into x minus k raised to n minus 4 plus dot 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 plus b5 into 5 into 4 into 3 x minus k raised to how much? 2 plus b4 into 4 into 3 into 2 into x minus k raised to 1 plus b3 into 3 into 2 into 1 x minus k raised to 0. plus b2 into 2 into 1 into 0, like that, plus b1 into 1 into 0. Correct? Plus b0 into 0. So P3 of x, if you expand, differentiate the second equation, then you have this, and when you put x is equal to k, everywhere up to this point, if x is equal to k, all these steps are 0. After this, anyway it is 0. Because there is a multiplier after this step. So P of 3 of k will be, this implies P of 3 of k is equal to B3 into 3 factorial. बराबर है? Therefore, B3 is equal to P of 3 of k upon 3 factorial. That is what we are trying to prove here. Check if you have any question. I can explain it again. Whatever happens for 3 will happen for recording. Now the question is, what is so big which we have done? We have not done anything. It is just a cosmetic change of one polynomial by the other. And you have developed a method by which you could find out those coefficients. Not really quickly. Our syntactic division is really very quick. But we have yet another method, maybe complicated method, maybe the method which anybody will not understand that quickly. So we have got a very, very important method to express a given polynomial in some different form, x minus k, powers of x minus k form. But that is not the application of this concept. This concept is having a big application. The original function that we have taken here for our understanding was polynomial. And we realized that coefficients behave well when it is a polynomial. Now, our great mathematicians, what they have done after this point is, they tried to write down something similar for the functions. Say, for example, let f of x is equal to sine x. Now sine x, the one who has learned trigonometry understands what is the meaning of sine x, what is the meaning of sine 120, what is the meaning of sine 100. But we cannot ask computer to find out a unit circle, find out where the terminal ray intersects unit circle, and look at y-axis. Whatever you see on y-axis is the value of sine x. There we understand it. We can do it graphically. We can look at y-axis. We can find out the value of sine, not friendly angle, approximate value of sine, not friendly angle. But computer will not be able to do all these intellectual things that are supposed to do. So what mathematicians are proposing now is, if f of x is equal to sine x, first question, is sine x polynomial? is sin x polynomial? Okay, so I may want to have some answers and some discussion on this, so I'll pause the video. Okay, some of you have given answers as yes, some of you have given answers as no. And the correct answer is no, sin x is not polynomial. And there could be more than one reasons why we can say sin x is not a polynomial. When we studied polynomials in 9th standard, we did a couple of theorems related to polynomials. And one of them was nth degree polynomial can have at most n distinct roots. So suppose if we assume sin x is a polynomial and we say that it has finite number n degree, then it should have finitely many roots, which should be equal to maximum n. However, you know, if sin x is defined from real numbers to real numbers, then it has infinitely many roots. Infinitely many values of x will make it 0. And therefore, sin x is not polynomial. That could be first explanation. Polynomials are either when x tends to say plus infinity, either they end up being minus infinity or plus infinity. That is the kind of polynomials that we have studied. They are either disappearing as x becomes bigger and bigger. If the leading coefficient is positive, they go to plus infinity. If the leading coefficient is negative, they go to minus infinity. Sin x will not move below -1 or above +1. That is another reason why we can defer sin x to be polynomial. Correct? Second explanation. Polynomials, when you start differentiating, because they have degree n, which is a finite number, after you take n differentiations, n derivatives, you get 0. I mean, it has something to do with degree of that polynomial. Whereas sin x, if you keep differentiating several times, it need not become 0. It will keep on giving you sin x becomes cos x becomes sin x becomes cos x, with positive, negative here and there. Why should it become 0? That could be another explanation why sin x cannot be a polynomial. So sin x is not polynomial for more than one reasons. However, if I want it to be behaving like polynomial, if I want it to be behaving like polynomial, can I use my upper method? Can I use this theorem and find out what happens if I force sin x to behave like polynomial? In other words, can I write down f of x as sin x and f of x as some polynomial a0 plus a1x plus a2x square plus a3x cube plus something, maybe finite, maybe infinite. I don't know where to stop, but if I could do something like this, and if I put value of x is equal to say 30 degree here, I get sin x is equal to half. And if I put value of x is equal to 30 degree in whatever this expression that I find out, and if I still get value equal to half, I am done. I can ask computer to behave like this when somebody asks him to behave like f of x is equal to sin x. Do you understand the application? It is path breaking. I mean, it is extremely important. The function which is not polynomial, if I force that function to behave like a polynomial, I am done with big trouble. And otherwise, sin x, every time I have to think, terminal ray, look at y-axis, that is the value. But if I can say reasonably well that yes, sin x can be written like this. If you want accurate value of sin x, you write this polynomial up to x raised to 100. You will get exact value. You write it up to x raised to 20, you will get exact value. Okay, or you leave it. Maybe the next terms may not matter. They are so small, they will not contribute. So maybe sin x, I will not say that we will write sin x as polynomial. Maybe we will write a sin x as power series. And I have a choice where to stop in this power series and convert it into a polynomial and say that I am okay with this. Whatever accuracy I am getting is fine with me. That is what is the approach which we are going to take. And hence, first I need to find out, will it happen for all functions which are very badly behaving? I am not sure whether this approach will work for all the functions or not, but there will be some good functions which otherwise are very difficult to handle, can be handled by converting into looking like power series functions. But if I look at my requirement in this theorem is that it should be differentiable. The function should be differentiable n number of times or r number of times if I want to find out rth coefficient. So sin x is not bad as far as that parameter is concerned. Sin x is a very good function and it is differentiable whatever number of times you want. Right? So now I give you a small exercise. Find say 50th derivative of f of x is equal to sin x. Maybe f of 100 of x. Okay? I stop recording, give you some time. I wrote 50 here and I am writing 100 here because I am not paying proper attention. Okay, I write 50 here. Let us start studying the derivatives of sin x. Good. F of x is equal to sin x. F1 of x is equal to cos x. F2 of x minus sin x. F3 of x is equal to minus cos x. F4 of x is equal to sin x. Like we stopped in recurring decimal number, I think we should stop because I got whatever we started with. And then it is going to continue like this. The pattern is going to be like this. And therefore, you are messing up because you are unnecessarily recognizing the pattern and you are messing up with it. Instead, what I can suggest you is you can consider this cos x as sin x plus pi by 2. How much is sin x plus pi by 2? Cos x. How much is sin x plus 2 pi by 2? Minus sin x. How much is sin x plus 3 pi by 2? Yes, minus cos x. And how much is sin x plus 4 pi by 2? Sin x. Therefore, f of 50x is going to be sine x plus 50 pi by 2. Whatever is that answer. It is 25 pi. 25 pi plus x. Whatever you get is going to be your answer. Check whether this is correct. This is yet another wonderful idea of getting control on successive derivatives. Nth derivative you can find out. So sine f of nth derivative of f of x is equal to sine x plus n pi by 2. This is very nice. Yes or no? I think so. अरे जुळतंय का हे सगळं? Trigonometry knowledge and the adjustment that we are doing. Are you happy about it? You need not have to what is mod 4 because you are unnecessarily applying number theory here. Find out remainder and then decide whether plus minus. कोणी सांगितलं? त्याच्यापेक्षा पाय बाय 2 च्या भाषेत सांगून टाका ना काय ते. Is it matching? I think so, yes. Therefore, nth derivative of sin x is available. So let us do a big job of writing sin x as our series. F of x is equal to sin x. Now, x minus k business that we have done in case of polynomial. If I put a k is equal to 0, that is my base point. K is equal to 0. Okay. So sin x is going to be equal to derivative, zeroth derivative evaluated at 0 divided by 0 factorial times x raised to 0 plus, actually it is x minus k raised to 0, but because k is 0, I am writing it as x raised to 0 plus first derivative evaluated at 0 divided by 1 factorial into x raised to 1 plus second derivative evaluated at 0 upon 2 factorial x square plus third derivative evaluated at 0 divided by 3 factorial x cube 4 0 4 factorial x4 plus so and so. Tell me what is this? Okay, so all these 4 coefficients are somehow written here. Therefore, we will find out if x is equal to 0, first derivative sine 0 is 0. So this is going to be 0. First derivative evaluated at 0. So x is equal to 0. So sine pi by 2, it is 1 divided by 1 factorial. So we'll write it there later. f2 of 0, if I put second derivative x is equal to 0, it is pi and therefore it is 0. This is 3 pi by 2, so minus 1. This is 0. So 0 into x raised to 0 plus 1 into x raised to 1 minus x square by 2 factorial plus 9. So
0. 0 into x.
plus 0 upon 2 factorial x square minus x cube upon 3 factorial plus 0 x fourth upon 4 factorial minus x fifth upon 5 factorial and so on, which makes it equal to x minus x cube by 3 factorial. इथे प्लस पाहिजे का फिफ्थ
Sir.
plus x fifth by 5 factorial minus x seventh by 7 factorial plus x 9 by 9 factorial and so on. So sin x, now I'm writing it dotted, therefore I can write it equal to, because if I keep doing this, I am sure I will get it. That is where we are supposed to look into now. Can I really write this equal to? We will discuss that. But it is good. We got the polynomial series or power series of sin x. Okay. And now let me tell you, whenever you find out value of sin x in your calculator or computer, this is what computer does. This is what computer does. So you never cross check by using computer, because computer does this and it will give you this value. However, what we can do is we can put pi by 3 here or pi by 6 and check by doing suppose 4 or 5 using calculator. Using calculator, maybe using first 3 or 4 terms by putting x is equal to pi by 6, are we heading towards half or not? Maybe you can cross check that. So that whatever work which we are doing are giving us the desired result. You will have first hand idea. Or if you can multiply pi by 6 3 times to each other, 5 times, etc., you can do it. But what you do is you use calculator to maybe for the first 4 terms, x cube by 3 factorial, x cube by 5 factorial, x 7 by 7 factorial. Use calculator, put pi by 6 in place of x and find out RHS, whether it is nearing half or not. We will cross check. If we take x is equal to pi by 6, 3.14 upon 6 is close to half. So if you are okay with only one term, still it will give you around half value. But then it is too much of approximation. So maybe what you can do is sin pi by 6, put x is equal to, so pi by 6. You see, this is higher side. It is greater than half. Therefore, this minus sign. But it will take towards little more negative side. So it will, the number that we will get by having 2 terms, pi by 6 raised to 3 upon 3 factorial. This is going to be smaller than half. Only one term is bigger than half. If we add 2 terms, it will be smaller than half. Then we add. So it is include, exclude little bit. Like that. Suppose you go to a grocery shop and ask 5 kgs of sugar. Starts putting it into the polythene bag. Suddenly he realizes that weight is more than 5 kgs. Then he removes something. Then he realizes that, oh, it is less than 5 kgs. Then he adds something like that. And then finally he reaches 5 over there because of the accuracy, bad accuracy of the weighing machine. Otherwise he will never hit 5 kg. That is what we have learned. Understand this. Suppose you want 5 kg exact sugar from the grocery shop, you will never get it. Whatever you get is plus minus something. 10 grams, 5 grams, 2 grams, 3 grams. And that weighing balance cannot identify that. Therefore, you see the number 5 kg. Otherwise, getting exact 5 kg of sugar from the grocery shop is impossible. We have to compromise somewhere. And that is what is the approach being taken in this power series also. Whatever accuracy, if it is a machine which is involved in brain surgery, maybe you go take first 100 terms and find out the value. But if it is involved in weighing some sugar, grocery shop, I mean, it is okay if you take only two terms. It is good enough. So calculus talks about estimation, what you want, that much accuracy you take, and you can assume that is equal to, even if it is exactly not equal to. Okay, that approach which we discussed in first lecture is still valid and still applicable, and therefore many of you, those who are learning advanced pages of calculus or differentiation, they were confused when I asked you whether it is a polynomial, because they have seen this animal in front of sin x, and they did not know what is the proof. So now we have understood how it has arrived. But then sin x is never a polynomial. It can be. Polynomial is the most easy function, or a friendly function rather. Therefore, an effort of converting complicated function into polynomial function. Because polynomial function, the moment you say, oh, it is continuous, it is differentiable, it will tend to plus infinity or minus infinity, something like that. We are sure about the properties of polynomial. It will have some roots. If degree is n, then at most n distinct roots. Many interesting and important things are there with polynomial functions. Therefore, polynomial functions are most friendly functions, followed by trigonometric function. But then trigonometry functions, their definition itself involves human intellect to understand, and therefore conversion of difficult functions into simple looking functions. Now I will explain sin x only, and maybe my next lecture is on next Monday. We will do a lot of research in what we are doing is legally correct or not, whether it will work or not. We will do that. But here I would like to explain one more thing immediately. Is suppose I say sin x, f of x is equal to sin x is equal to x, or is approximately equal to x when my k value was equal to 0. So 0 is my base point. X is equal to 0, I am substituting, therefore I am getting this power series. If x was something different, then this series would look little different. Base point is x is equal to 0. Now, what do I mean by that? So if I want to evaluate function sin x in the delta neighborhood or in the vicinity of x is equal to 0, it behaves like x. That is what is the meaning of this statement. My sin x graph looks like this. When I approximate it with a polynomial function which is f of x is equal to x, f of x is equal to x looks like this. And when you see the neighborhood of 0, and if you enlarge it, if you zoom in, both behave similarly. Okay. Next level, second level. I am not okay with it, because how can I say a straight line 45 degree is something similar to sin x? I mean, okay, if you are taking only one term, what best we can say is they behave well in the vicinity of 0. And that is why we have been drawing graphs to scale. Slope of tangent at x is equal to 0 is supposed to be 45 degree. 1, slope is supposed to be positive 1, and therefore the graphs need to be drawn proportionately so that you get the line which is tangent at x is equal to 0 has slope 1. Fair enough. You are not happy with this approximation? No problem. Let us take second term. Sin x is approximately equal to x cubed by 6. 3 factorial is 6. And now recently I think we have learned how to draw x cube. When x is equal to 0, it is 0. How will x cube leading coefficient is positive, therefore it will enter the curve from left side minus infinity and it will disappear in the plus infinity side, correct? So y is equal to x cube if it is looking like this, tangent here and going down. Then multiplication, sorry, x cube काय झालं हे चुकलं ना माझं, sorry
X minus x cube
x
by
minus
6.
x cube, yes, x minus x cube by 6. How do we draw x minus x cube by 6? Okay, how I will go about it is, I will flatten this curve little bit, which is x cube. I will say that it is something like this. When multiplied by 1 by 6, positive, it will look like this. Then 1 multiplied by minus 1. When multiplied by minus 1, it will look like this. Right? And then add x to it. So let me draw graph of x also. Y is equal to x. Okay. Now at every point, if I this plus this, if I do this plus this, then you will observe. Maybe let me zoom and show you what I am trying to tell you. Take vertical line anywhere. Of course, this needs to be drawn to scale. I am just doing it just now, just like that. So if I draw vertical line here, then I am supposed to this value plus this value is this value. If I do it here, something like this, and therefore near 0, it was not y is equal to x, but a little less than y is equal to x. It is going to be something like this. Same will be story this side. It is not going to be y is equal to x, but it is going to be little like this. Do you realize that if I add one more term, then I am doing better correction near 0. Earlier the correction was, this was the graph of sin x. Now the graph is like this of sin x. When I take second term, if I take third term, it will be still better near 0. If I take fourth term, third term, I mean, see, you cannot explain, you cannot get the, okay. So now as you grow with the number of terms, you will do it better and better near 0. That is what is the idea. And we have seen that polynomial function essentially it is like this wavy curve. We have seen this in 9th standard. So if you take really large number of terms, then it will end up giving at least few waves, sine waves near 0, or it will be something like this. If you take some other something, I think we have to take odd power. So odd power will be always like this. Even power will be like this. So in case of sin x, we will never get even power. Both going to plus infinity, we will never get. It will be always odd power. Only thing is that whether you stop here, then leading coefficient is negative. So if it is 7, then it will be like this. If it is 3, it is like this. बरोबर चाललंय का? चुकलं हे जास्ती. I mean, you can sketch these curves, this in your GeoGebra and check whether near 0 it is approximating to sin x or not. You can play with this. Because I was sketching it by hand, I made a mistake, maybe. But what I'm trying to tell you is the graph of polynomial function like this and the graph of sin x will be closer to each other. Will be having very hardly any difference between the two values near zero, near base point 0. That is where we are going to stop for the day. We will continue our work for few more functions next lecture, and we will really figure out, are we legally allowed to write down sin x like this or not. So we need to write few theorems and prove them. Then only we will be allowed to use expressions like this for the complicated functions like sin x, cos x, etc. Okay, I keep the board for some time. Maybe you can try GeoGebra or sketching it and checking what I am trying to say. But then, yes, it works. It works. Okay, let's stop recording.